So hello guys, welcome to GPT classes. So today we are going to understand about SAP and basic about SAP and fundamentals of SAP. Before that, I just want to tell you one thing that I'll not be using any PPT during our learning sessions. I'll be using completely this Excel, for which I'm going to share you the access also. For the same Excel, you'll get the access. So daily learning would be done over here Excel only. What is the full form of SAP? It's going to be system, applications, and products in data processing. Now, what is SAP actually? SAP is an ERP. And when we are talking about ERP, it is a enterprise resource planning. What does ERP do? So whenever we are talking about ERP is actually going to take care of 4 M's in the organization. That is machine, money, material, and manpower. For organizing the data for all these 4 M's, organizing in such a way so that the analysis or forecasting or anything can be done or reporting is going to help with the help of a ERP. In the similar way, in the world, we have multiple ERPs. For example, we are having Tele, right? Tele is what it will do. It is going to have finance, and they came up with purchase, and now they have the billing also. In the similar way, we have the Oracle as an ERP, Oracle, Kenji, 11i, Provide, and so on. What is usually taking care of? It is taking care of finance, plus sales, plus purchases, plus HCM. Then we have other ERPs also, like we have Ramses, we have Manhattan, which is basically used for warehousing and all activities. We have Salesforce. In the similar way, we have SAP. Now, we have multiple ERPs in the market, which is taking care of the organization. But why SAP is still the number one ERP in the market? And when I am saying the number one ERP in the market, means it is taking care of more than 62% of the global ERP market share. And if I talk about the MNC, this is about the global market share. And when I talk about means what kind of organizations or industries are using it, so more than 90% MNCs are using SAP as their ERP. Okay. So before I deep dive into SAP, why they are using or why this is going to be the number one ERP in the market, before that, let's take a quick look about SAP. SAP was introduced or launched or recognized globally in 1972 and in Germany. And 5 ex-IBM employees, they have formed the SAP software. In 1972, when they are, why it got globally recognized? The only thing is the integration at that point of time and transparency. Now, what do we mean by transparency? Is the software transparent means you can see the machines, or what do we mean by transparency? So guys, when we are talking about the transparency, that means from anywhere, from any part of the world, anybody can access the data. Anybody access means those who have the authorization within the organization, means a top management also. If there are any in any part of the world, they can check the reports, they can see the transactions, they can see what is the revenue, anything they can check it out. Okay. Another means of transparency, if anyone has made, okay, system is going to trace all the things, okay, and you cannot hide any single transaction that you have changed, and you can hide it, that who has changed it, or what was the previous value, what was the new value. Each and everything is going to be stored in the, so at any point of time, you can check who have made the changes, what was the previous value, what was the new value. Each and everything is going to be there in the system. Now, when it comes to the integration, SAP is only ERP who is, which is highly integrated. And when I'm say highly integrated, means like you can see in other ERPs, you have only finance, purchase, billing, or somewhat other modules also. If you're talking about man, it is only taking care of the warehousing. Ramses, it is only going to take care of the warehouses. Now, What do we mean by a highly integrated software? It means you name that department in the organization, and SAP has a solution to that. So SAP comprises of basically 108 modules as of now. Within SAP, you will have 108 modules. And why this is highly integrated? Because of its modules. You name the department. Like if I'm talking about sales, we have SD, which is sales and distribution. You talk about finance, we have FI. You talk about product costing, controlling, we have CO, which is used for product costing and overall thing. If we talk about purchases, we have MM, which is materials management. You talk about quality, you have QM, which is quality management. Just name any department, we have production planning for production. Then do we have plan maintenance? What is budgeting? We have PS, which is project system used for budgets. Then what is going to have after sales service? We have that after sales service also. For that, we have customer service module. Then we have warehouse. For this itself, we have two modules. One is warehouse management, and another one is going to be EWM, which is extended warehouse management, transport management.
What about Ariba? It is different module, or it comes under like
Ariba is a different module used for procurement, or in short, you can say online procurement process. When I'm saying online procurement process, it means we are going to the supplier dashboard or the supplier web page, okay, where we are picking or choosing the material, adding it to the cart.
Is it like e-commerce?
Yes, 100% correct. Like we have Amazon, Flipkart. What we do? We go to the Amazon.app. Okay, we select the material, add it to the cart, and the moment we proceed and done, we got the material and the payment should be made. Okay. Here,
yeah, there will be different for this one. Like we say on premises, this is like online procurement.
see,
Means we don't have the database in our system. It will be everything in cloud or something else.
no. To be very honest, on-premise is a type of your server deployment, which we are going to learn in the later session. Okay. This is the server deployment type on-premise, whereas Ariba is a solution for the procurement activities. Okay. So you can say this is going to be one of the version for MM. Okay. But again, for the Ariba, MM should be there. Without MM, you cannot run Ariba. Okay. There are multiple modules which are dependent on MM. Okay. For example, SV, you cannot run without MM. Okay. QM, PP, PM, you cannot run without MM. Your WM, EWM, for everything you need a material. And for material, MM is the core module, which is required. These are the core modules: sales, FICO, and MM. These three modules are the core modules. Without this, no organization can go on it. Initially, it is possible that SG is not there. Only if in case the organization is in construction, it is quite possible. But again, once the construction is over, then also they have to implement SD. So every organization is there. It's there for sales. No organization is there which is there only for purchasing. This is the biggest reason why SAP is a market's #1 ERP. Okay, you talk about any industry, whether you talk about the beverage industry, you talk about the food industry, FMCG, medical, banking, real estate, okay, government organization, manufacturing, or microchip or semiconductor, okay, any type of organization, any type of industry, they are using SAP. Do you know in agriculture also they are using SAP? In India, I will tell you about the Indian government. Well, it is there for every government, like their US military or US defense is using SAP. Okay. But if I talk about especially in India, your agriculture, can you believe Indian Post, they're using SAP. Are you aware of BSNL or MTNL?
Yes.
They are using SAP. Okay. All your petroleums, or I will say oil and gas, Bharat Petroleum, whether it's Indian Oil, whether it's British Petroleum, whether it's going to be any petroleum, or even your IGL, your piped gas line, they all are using SAP. Are you aware of CPWD? Central Public Welfare Department. This is one of the government entities, CPWD. They are using SAP. Your railways, airlines, they all are using SAP. You know, real estate, like Gore, okay, Supertech, DLF, JP, Wave, your all major and big organizations, they are using SAP. If you go to the civil engineering, we have FCONS, L&T. These are the companies, those who were there in creating the flyovers, bridges, roads, they all are using SAP. That is why SAP is the number one, and more than 90% of MNCs are using SAP as their ERP. Because it is not only highly integrated among their own departments, okay, but also now you can integrate SAP with any of the third party systems. That is where the integration also. I can integrate this with Tele, I can integrate with Oracle, I can integrate it with Ramsys, Meriton, Salesforce, or any other third party. I can integrate SAP with the vendor or customer portal as well. Whatever software either a vendor or a customers are using, I can make a connection with them. My systems can talk. And the another biggest thing for making SAP as number one is to date. Now, what do we mean by up to date?
Only it is changing its business scenarios.
So, actually, SAP is going to upgrade itself as per the market, or I can say as per the current trend. Only we guys follow the trend. The system trend is nowadays is AI enabled, artificial intelligence and machine learning. So SAP has upgraded itself for AI. Can you tell me what is the AI assistant used by SAP? What is the name? It's Joule. And it's there in SAP S4 HANA 2025 version. If we found any of the number which is divided and the next two digit is a month, means in October 2015 they have launched the 2015 version of S4 HANA. This is in September 2018. Okay, this is October 2024. It's in October 2025. Okay, this is what we have about S4 HANA versions. These all are the S4 HANA version. I will tell you one of the crucial thing about SAP now. Okay, the first version of SAP, it was R1. What is R1? Real-time one-tier architecture. It is based on one-tier architecture. Then we have R2, and then R3 was there. In later 2000s, SAP has launched ECC, which is Enterprise Central Component. And in 2015, SAP has launched S4 HANA. Now, what is the full form of S4 HANA? It's Business Suite 4 for HANA database. This is fourth generation, you can say, but this is actually the fifth one. But this Business Suite 4 for HANA. Now, why it is called the Suite 4 or why it is there? Okay, let's understand this in a very simple way. Till ECC, from R1 to ECC, you can use any database. And when I'm saying any database, means you can use Oracle, you can use DB2, you can use MaxDB, or you can use any database. SAP do not have its own database actually. And it was there till ECC. Till ECC, you can use any database. But in 2013, SAP has launched, SAP has launched HANA database. And this HANA database is going to be optional for ECC. If any customer is working on ECC, they can use HANA database as well. And with this, they have made for S4 HANA it as a mandatory. In S4 HANA, your HANA database is a mandatory. You cannot run any other database. You cannot run S4 HANA on any other database. Now, what is the difference between HANA database? Why they have launched it and made it mandatory? What we have know today, okay, any database is going to read and write the data row-wise. Now, HANA database has a capability where the HANA database can write and read the data in column-wise as well. So, it has a capability which can read or write in any of the way. And why it happens? Just because of the performance. In HANA database, the performance is too high. And when it comes to the performance, okay, there is one terminology called MRP. I think you are aware of this, which is related to material requirement planning. It's not maximum retail price. So earlier organizations, when they run MRP till ECC, it will take around 1.5 day or 2 days for running a MRP. It will take that much of time. And now can you just make a guess that how much time will it take now in S4 HANA? It will take 15 to 20 minutes only. And the most important thing which S4 HANA has bring it on for the businesses is a user experience. Now, what is user experience? Have you heard about Fury apps? What is this Fury apps? Let's go to the system and check it out. You'll be getting this AVD system. You do not have to install any SAP software or anything in your system. You'll be getting virtual desktop, okay, or you can say remote desktop. No space is required. The only thing which you need is an internet connection. You will find the SAP already installed over there. You will get 3 servers, ECC, 2022 and 2023 version. You'll get these 3. Now this is the login screen. I will describe you about SAP and this is screen a bit later. I'm just only going to demonstrate you about the Fury apps. So don't feel you are left with a no knowledge about the screen. This is the Fury dashboard and it works on the web page. So this is a web enabled Fury. Till ECC, you can only run SAP through GUI. And when it comes to GUI, means with the help of this software only. It should be installed in your system. You can only work on this. So it means you can only work on the desktop or laptop. Whereas S4 HANA brings the Fury apps, which is user experience, and you can work on either desktop or you can work on laptop or you can work on your tablet or you can even work on your mobile. Another difference, earlier, tell ECC whenever business wants any reportings. See, higher management always wants some reports. Okay, they want to see the data or you can say the analysis. So, till ECC, everyone used to produce the reports first. And how this report works, you'll get a table format. And then the users will download it. They perform the VLOOKUP or pivot or anything, any tool. And then they are going to produce the bar graph, pie chart or any kind of a diagram which they want to show. Now, what is going to happen if all of a sudden you'll get it automatically? You don't even have to run this report. Now, downloading it, then downloading another report, then merging and then extracting the things. If I'll say SAP has made your life not easy, but I can say super easy. So here, now see, in a single app, you are getting 10 different things. You are getting contracts, you are getting purchase acquisition, you are getting purchase order. You can see the spend means 10 different things and to be in a different way. If you want a donor chart is here. If you want pointers, it is there. If you want an indexes, it is there. If you want a bar chart, it is there. If you want a detailed, you can see it over there. These are the 10 different, which you can see at a single page. And if you want all these data, you have to run multiple transactions for extracting this data into it. Now, this is not only this. If you want, you can navigate inside. All apps are navigational. You can roll down. If you want to see in a complete chart, if you want to change the look of your chart, or if you want to see only the data, you can go with the data option. If you want, you can transport the data. And if you want to again get a deep dive, you can. In the meantime, it is loading. I will tell you. Now, the biggest part. As of now, we are in 2026. And as of now, which versions are currently running for is SAP, ECC and S4HANA. Whenever I'm talking about ECC, so by 31st December 2027, SAP is going to depreciate their services for ECC support. What do we mean by depreciating ECC support? They are not taking the support anymore for ECC, but yes, if it is required for any client, if it is required, then they have a 3-year extension period also. But in that 3-year extension period, the cost of support is too high. For this 3-year, the cost of support is going to be drastically high. Like till January or till December, it was that they are not going to support anymore ECC after 31st one. It was strictly like we are not going to support. But then they have extended it for the next 3 years, but the price is very high. And it will go maximum to 31st December 2000 maximum. After this, no ECC is going to pay. And why they are increasing the cost? So that organizations will automatically move to S4HANA. So obviously S4HANA, they have launched in 2015. And now we are in 2026. And in the meantime, SAP has introduced 11 different versions of S4HANA. Every year, they are going to upgrade and launch the new version. 2015, we have 1510, 1610, 1709, 1809, 1909, then 2020, then 2021, 2022, 2023, 2410, 2510. So they have launched 11 different versions. So every year they are upgrading and launching the new. It is similarly like Apple is doing now. For every year they're launching their upgraded versions of own. Similarly, SAP is doing the same. So you have a very right time to invest in yourself or to upgrade yourself, because we have at least 2 years and the requirement is going to be very high. Because you can understand when I am saying that 90% of MNCs are using SAP. Many of them are already in a conversion mode, but many of them which are still using ECC, they are going to upgrade the system. And can you think about what is the number of 90%? It is going to be 410,000 plus. So for the next 2 years at least, there is a big boom for SAP consult. So our fundamental class is still not over, because I'll be explaining you in the next sessions. I'll be explaining you SAP implementation methodologies. So we have 2 types of implementation methodologies. One is SAP and another one is Activate. Why it is getting used? Why this one introduced? Okay, what is the difference? What makes SAP a perfect one? We'll be learning all about this. We'll be talking about SAP server deployments. We'll be talking about SAP landscape. We'll be talking about SAP transport requests and menu. So in the coming sessions, we'll be understanding the fundamentals to be very deeper side, because initially whenever your interview starts, it will come from the fundamentals itself, especially from this part. One more thing I would like to tell you guys. Okay, so today it was your first day, but the moment we are done with the fundamentals,